in here having a final look at the old homestead.
What's in the box?
My new dress.
What, for the benefit?
Well, aren't you going with, what's her name?
No, we're not going, as a matter of fact, and I'm surprised to know that you're going to leave the baby at home just like that.
Oh, silly, Stella's here.
I don't mean that. I was just upstairs with the baby. I don't think he's particularly well at all. I mean, his forehead was a little bit hot. He might even be running a temperature, Monica.
That's ridiculous. He is perfectly fine. But listen, my darling, if you really are concerned, why don't you stay with him tonight, okay?
Dear, are you all right?
I'm fine, Mother. I'm absolutely fine. You know what? I'm going to come with you. I'm going to go home and change, and I'll see you later. Hello, Dad. Bye, Dad.
Good.
Alan going somewhere with us?
Yes, darling, to the benefit for Luke's new nightclub, the opening.
Oh, Lila, do we really have to go to that?
Well, it's for a very good cause, dear. It's for the waterfront sports center.
Well, I've already given my donation to that cause. Why on earth do I have to go and put up with all that silly hocus-pocus?
Because I'm asking you to. Oh, please, Edward, please. Oh, Edward, good. You're having a drink before dinner.
Well, Lila, for your information, I have had a drink every night before dinner since my mother took me off cornmeal mush.
Oh, do you like mush, dear? I must tell Stella.
You just tell that woman to get the food on the table. I am hungry.
That's what I came to tell you, dear. A dinner is served, but Monica isn't here.
Well, I think I can manage a few mouthfuls without her scintillating companionship. Now, come on, let's get started without her.
It's strange. When I called at the hospital, they said she'd left hours ago. Oh, Monica, good, dear. Here you are at last.
Yes, my relief is profound. Now, can we eat?
I am awfully sorry I'm late, but I had some personal business to attend to, which, well, I have something to say to you, both of you.
Oh, really? Oh, isn't that nice, Edward?
Yes, I'm tingling with excitement. But whatever it is, it's just going to have to wait because I am going to eat now.
I'd better go with him, dear. If I'm not at the table, he bolts his food and then he bellows at poor Stella.
Well, you go ahead, Lila. And matter of fact, what I have to say could possibly spoil your appetite. So, join Edward.
Lila!
Coming, dear.
I strongly urge that you join me in a brandy, Lila. Judging the expression on Monica's face, I'm sure we're both going to need some fortification.
Oh, that's very thoughtful of you, dear. But, you know, I never drink brandy, except, of course, when I have a cold. And then I take just a tablespoonful with a little hot water and just a touch of brown sugar.
Well, is that what you would like this evening? Some brown sugar?
Oh, heavens no, dear. I haven't had a cold all winter.
Very well, I think I'll have a double. Sustenance for both of us. All right, Monica. Are we about to hear your earth-shaking announcement, or aren't we?
Oh, well, it's not exactly earth-shaking, Edward. But it might be a bit of an inconvenience for both of you, and for that, I do apologize. The fact of the matter is, I have rented a penthouse apartment, and I'm going to be moving into it very shortly with Alan Jr.
Well, if you're asking me to help you pack, my dear, of course I will, and I'm sure Stella will, too.
Lila, let Monica finish. I have the distinct feeling there's more to come.
You're absolutely right, Edward. You see, since I'm going to be moving, well, earlier than expected, the Pages would like to move in as soon as they can.
Oswald III.
Yes, Edward, the new owners. Oswald Page.
The third.
Oh, such lovely people. As I recall, they're expecting their first child, 2 years from now.
Lila, will you please stop this prattling and think? I believe what Monica's trying to tell us in her customary oblique way is that if Oswald Imbecile III and that cretinous wife of his are moving in, we are about to be moved out. Or am I misreading you, Monica?
Absolutely not. Right on.
I thought so. Well, well, well. So we're out in the cold, are we? When?
Well, as soon as possible. I hope you really have started looking for a house.
We have a house, Monica. This one.
I told the real estate agent that the house this house is going to be empty very soon. Empty, Edward. That includes you. And you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to check on the baby.
She's really enjoying this, you know. Underneath that heart of solid steel, she's laughing her head off.
Really, dear? Did she say something amusing?
No. There's nothing amusing about it. It is tragic. Being tossed out in the cold like a couple of rotten old fish. It's outrageous. Well, I'm not going to stand for it, Lila, and neither are you.
I'm not, dear.
Oh, I should say not. Not as long as there's a breath in my body. We are going to stop that woman and stop her cold right in her tracks.
Yes, dear, but how?
Well, that I do not know. But I sure do know how to start. I'm calling Alan.
Edward.
Yes.
Give him my love.
Are you about ready to go upstairs? I am.
I can't go to sleep that soon after eating dinner.
Neither can I.
Oh.
I just thought it might be nice to relax a little bit up in the bedroom, you know.
I see.
Unless, of course, the idea doesn't appeal to you.
No. I think the idea is very, very appealing.
Good.
I will lock up the house for the night.
Good. If that's the hospital, tell them you're not on call.
Dr. Quartermain.
Alan, this is your father.
Oh, yes, I know the voice.
You know, Monica's just informed your mother and me that she's taking your son and moving into some penthouse.
Yes, I know that as well.
Well, do you also know that she's told us to get out? She's promised those idiots who bought the place that they can take possession ahead of time.
How soon?
Well, how should I know? I'm sure she'd prefer if we left tonight if we could. I tell you, Alan, this is intolerable.
I agree with you.
Well, good. Then do something about it.
What do you suggest?
Well, my dear boy, if I had any suggestion, I wouldn't be appealing to you right now. But I do know this. Your dear, helpless mother is crushed. Absolutely crushed, Alan. In fact, she just begged me to give her some brandy to help ease the pain.
I must say Monica's behaved so badly in all of this. I don't know, Dad, but I will do something.
Well, good. Now.
I can't do anything now. I'll phone my attorney in the morning.
Well, why can't you call him now? I'm sure the old buzzard charges you plenty. Make him start earning his fee.
Look, will you please be reasonable? There's no sense calling him now. The office is closed.
How can you talk about being reasonable when she's ordered us out on the streets? Traps, baggage, and all.
I will call my attorney in the morning. And I will do something, Dad. I promise you.
Pages, you're giving them possession of the house much sooner than they thought. And they are delighted.
Well, if they're delighted, then, well, I'm delighted.
Well, yes. And actually, since everything's been speeded up, if they wondered if they might start taking some measurements so they can plan their decoration.
Well, I don't see any problem with that. When do they want to come over?
Well, if it's not inconvenient for you, I'd like to bring them over this morning.
Well, fine. By all means, Stella will be here. And you can come anytime.
Thank you, Doctor. That's very kind of you.
Bye, Mrs. Moss. Oh, Edward, just the person I wanted to see.
No, really, Monica. You have no idea how much that thrills me. What do you want?
Well, I wanted to let you know the Pages are coming by. They want to take some measurements. And I'm going to ask you to try not to insult them. I really don't want anything to go wrong with the sale.
Well, believe me, Monica, if I thought insults could penetrate their thick skulls, I'd stay home and hurl epithets at them. It just so happens I'm going out.
Oh, goody. Edward, did I hear you say you're leaving?
Yes, you did, my dear, so you can have the pleasure of remaining here and entertaining the new owners of this house.
The Pages?
Yes, Lila, they're just going to come over and take some measurements. Matter of fact, I'll be here. I'll let them in, so it won't bother you at all. If you'll excuse me, I forgot my purse.
What measurements do you suppose?
Oh, who knows? Our beds, probably. Lord knows they've taken possession of everything else. Well, I don't know when I'm going to be home, Lila.
Well, dear, I don't even know where you're going.
To find Alan, of course. We have got to find a way to stop Monica.
I'll get that, Stella.
Good morning, Dr. Quartermain.
Hello, Mrs. Moss. You remember the Pagers, of course? Oh, yes, vividly.
Nice to see you again.
Oh, Oswald, dear, now that I see this again, I was right. Mumsy's runner is much too long for this hall.
Mumsy's what?
Oh, Leanne's mater has a really crackerjack runner. We were hoping this hallway would be just a trick, but I'm afraid you're right, sweet. It's just not going to do the trick.
Well, maybe he could just shrink a little.
He? Oh, Dr. Quartermain, you're delightfully droll, but Leanne's mater's runner is an Oriental, of course.
Yeah, well, I could say something about that, but I think I'll pass.
Oh, Oswald, pet, you were going to speak to Dr. Quartermain about moving day.
Just getting to it, dear. As you know, Doctor, we've cut all our bridges, so to speak. We sold our house in Greenwich in no time at all.
Well, how very fortunate for you.
Well, we had the right sort of neighbors, if you know what I mean. People were just dying to own in the area.
Oh, yes, I can imagine.
So you see, Doctor, with all of our things in storage, to say nothing of Mumsy's, we are eager to settle in.
Yes, we're really just terribly cramped living in the hotel. Would you believe that the living room of our suite has no view?
What heavens? Well, that's appalling.
What the Pages would like to know, Doctor, I'm sure, is when they can start moving in.
Oh, well, I would say the sooner the better.
Oh, that's top hole, Doctor. Really sporting of you.
Well, however,
Yes, Doctor?
well, you know, my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, they also live here, and unfortunately they have delayed in looking for a place to live.
Oh, well, older people can be that way, I know, but well, it took Mumsy weeks to decide on our Christmas decoration motif.
It's old age, of course. No sort of get up and go.
Well, I wouldn't exactly refer to my father-in-law that way. He gets up and goes constantly. However, your moving in really depends on when they find a place to live.
Yeah. Susan, will you get the door? Sorry, go ahead. Susan, please get the door. Sorry, Erwin, I'm trying to get somebody's at the door. Go on.
Mr. Quartermain,
Thank heaven he's still here.
a nice surprise. You come to join us for breakfast?
No, thank you. Alan, whoever that is, hang up.
He's talking to his lawyer from New York.
Alan, what does the man say?
Excuse me a second, Erwin. I cannot hold two conversations at the same time. Will you please be calm?
Calm in the midst of a crisis?
Okay, Erwin, I do understand. Look, I'm going to call him as soon as I get off the phone with you, and I will get back to you, and I thank you very much.
Well?
Could I get you a cup of coffee, Mr. Quartermain?
No, thank you.
Excuse me.
You know, that child sounds less like a Quartermain every day. We Quartermains do not cry ever. Now, that's a family rule.
My attorney had news.
Oh, he can put Monica in jail for the rest of her life?
That would be very nice. Unfortunately, he didn't say that. What he did say was he thinks there's a way of stopping her from selling the house.
I knew it. He can stop her. How?
Well, it's very complicated, so what he's done is he sent the papers up to Lee, and Lee's going to explain it all to us.
Well, good Lord, man, what are we waiting for? Grab your coat. I want to see Lee Baldwin right now.
Would you two like me? Guess not.
Case of death, of course, everything changes.
Who's dead?
I think we're going to save time if I try to explain this in layman terms.
Yeah, would you please get to the point, Lee? Now, can Monica sell the house or not?
At the moment, Edward, no, she cannot.
Oh, well, praise the Lord. The Lord of the lawyers. I don't care which.
Lee, I gave Monica that house as a wedding gift.
Well, yes, Alan, you did, but your New York attorney, very prudently, framed the gift in a living trust. You signed it yourself.
Well, I signed whatever he put in front of me.
Living trust? What the devil does that mean?
Well, Edward, it means that while Alan gave beneficial ownership of the house to Monica, the legal ownership remains in this trust. We call this a living trust. Now, Monica, yes, she can sell the house, but only in compliance with the provisions of this living trust.
I don't understand.
Well, Alan, it means that Monica can only sell the house in the event of your death. At that time, this living trust would be dissolved, and then she becomes a legal owner.
Oh,
Oh, my dear father, I think we've won, sir. Unless I'm sadly mistaken, I'm not dead.
No. Well, listen, if you'd like, I'd be very happy to try and explain to Monica why she can't sell the house.
I'd love it. And I'd love to be there when you do it, Lee.
Oh, and so would I. And wouldn't it be wonderful if those idiots, the